I called the league office and checked. Zion Williamson has no certified sports agent, nor has he signed any sneaker deal where money is being funneled to him. And under those two conditions, he's eligible to return to Duke. Now, let me be very, very clear, because I saw Jalen on Get Up this morning, and I saw other people talking before First Take was to come on, and I'm like this, look, nobody's saying that Zion Williamson is going back to Duke. Nobody's saying that, nor are we saying that he should. But let's call it what it is, please. Did Zion Williamson look happy to you when the Pelicans won the #1 overall pick? Didn't look happy to me. Not at all. And since he didn't look happy, my attitude is this. If you're Zion Williamson, what is the matter with you saying, quote, I really don't want to be here? I'm not talking publicly. I'm talking whispering in the ear of David Griffin. Whispering in the ear of Alvin Gentry. I don't want to be here. So can we work out some kind of draft day trade or something? I don't want to be here. That's all he has to say. These people that are walking around acting like it's so sacrilegious, you need to be careful. It's not a good look. Because it's not precedent set. Listen, Kiki Vandeweghe did it in 1980. I have the notes right in front of me. Originally drafted by the Dallas Mavericks in 1980 as the 11th overall pick. He refused to show up. His decision lasted about the first month of the season, or into the first month of the season, until the Dallas Mavericks decided to trade him to the Denver Nuggets for 2 future first-round picks. Danny Ferry, the former interim GM, for the New Orleans Pelicans. 1989, 9 years later. He spent a year playing in Italy because he didn't want to suit up for the Los Angeles Clippers. He didn't want to play for them. Or the San Diego Clippers, rather. While he was abroad, the Clippers traded his rights to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Ferry came back to the United States after it happened. He was willing to go overseas and play rather than come play for the Dallas Mavericks. Kobe Bryant never had to say anything because Jerry West was doing his bidding. But Kobe Bryant had no intentions of showing up to Charlotte. He didn't want to go there. He wanted to be in L.A. And Jerry West was about making that happen. So what I'm trying to say to you is that could easily be Zion Williamson. And I'm not saying to nullify, I'm not disrespecting David Griffin or Coach Alvin Gentry in any way. Alvin Gentry did an outstanding job. He did an outstanding job last season in light of that whole Anthony Davis fiasco. And David Griffin is a quality general manager. And I got news for you on him. David Griffin is going to make the best deal possible. He's smart. But here's what I'm trying to tell all of you. If you're Zion Williamson, what's the matter with you whispering in David Griffin's ear and say, look, I don't want this to be an Anthony Davis situation 3 to 5 years down the road. I'm letting you know right now, I don't want to come to New Orleans. What's the problem? Why is everybody acting like that would be such a crime? Since when? It's not a crime. If that's where he doesn't want to be, that's where he doesn't want to be. Period. Now, that's not what his stepfather is saying, however. His stepdaddy, and we get ready to play for you right now, the stepdaddy went on an ESPN radio station in Baton Rouge and said something totally different than the scuttlebutt we had been hearing about 24 hours. Listen to this.
There's been a lot of national stories about Zion maybe returning to school, doing this or that. How do y'all feel about potentially coming to the Crescent City?
We're excited. We're excited about that. One thing that Zion has always been taught, you accept the things that you can't change, you change the things that you can change, and this is one of the things that he had nothing to do with. It's the process of the NBA, and certainly, we're excited about the Crescent City down there in New Orleans. And you said about returning to Duke. There's been a lot of speculation, but that is nothing that we have even considered.
There you have it. The stepdad, Lee Anderson, Zion Williamson's stepfather, says it hasn't even been considered. So if you are Zion and you don't want to go to New Orleans, that's the worst thing you could have had happen, because that means your stepdaddy spoke out of pocket and he spoke for you, and he had no business doing that. However, if you're willing to accept it, New Orleans is good, because then they can move ahead as scheduled. All I'm saying, and I'm not encouraging one way or the other, if you don't have a certified agent, if you don't have a sneaker deal, if you're not in violation of any NCAA rules or regulations, you're perfectly free to go back to play for Duke. I'm not advertising that, particularly when both R.J. Barrett and Cam Reddish have declared for the NBA draft. Those are two of your teammates. They're not going to be there anymore. We get it. I understand it. You're not going back to Duke. And you damn sure ain't thinking about going overseas. But here's what I'm saying. The man hasn't been drafted yet. If you haven't been drafted yet, what is wrong with Zion Williamson simply telling David Griffin and Alvin Gentry, look, fellas, nothing but respect for you, but I don't want to be here. So I'm letting you know right now, look, I got to accept what I got to accept, but you're going to be drafting somebody that doesn't want to play for you. The Pelicans just had to deal with that Anthony Davis fiasco. They'll probably have to be on the phone thereafter. Why? Because, it's one of those situations where they got to get rid of Anthony Davis. His situation is status quo. He ain't thinking about changing his mind. He's not thinking about changing whether or not he wants to be in New Orleans or not. He's convinced he wants out. So if Anthony Davis wants out and you have to deal with what Alvin Gentry had to deal with all of last year, and what a headache that was with minutes restrictions, and then other nights he wasn't going to play, and you taking him out in the fourth quarter, clearly losing games that you should win. If Anthony Davis was in the lineup, though, the games you would have won. You're going through all of this, and then you're going to revisit it again because your star rookie doesn't want to be there for you. To me, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't make sense. I have no problem. I'm not encouraging Zion Williamson one way or the other to do anything. What I'm saying to you is there is nothing wrong if he whispered in David Griffin's ear and said, I'm not looking to be here. Rather than them having to revisit this 2-3 years down the road again, like they're doing with Anthony Davis now. Just a thought. 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to Stephen A., ESPN Radio, ESPN News. Jacob, real quick, you're live with Stephen A. What's up?
Hi, Stephen A. How you doing today?
I'm all right. Go ahead, man.
I just wanted to say, if you were Zion Williamson personally, what would you do? Would you go back to Duke? Would
Yo,
you
man,
go to the
yo,
NBA?
do you have a voice problem like me?
Yeah.
You do?
Because
I was getting ready to ask you, why the hell you sounded so low? Raise your voice so my audience can hear you. Speak up.
What would you do personally if you were Zion Williamson?
What I just said, I would whisper in David Griffin's ear and say, I don't want to be here. And I just want to let you know, I'm not going to make a public spectacle of it. I'm not going to say these things publicly, but privately, I'm telling you, I would prefer not to be here. That's what I would do. And then let the chips fall where they may. Thank you so much for the call. 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to Stephen A. ESPN Radio, ESPN News. Michael Collins, golf reporter on golf for ESPN, covering Tiger Woods, PGA Championships. He'll be on with us in just a few minutes. Plus, I'll get back to your phone calls in a minute. So stick around. Don't touch that dial. It's Stephen A. Smith right here on the Stephen A. Smith Show. ESPN Radio, ESPN News. That was Straight Talk Wireless. Everything for less, only at Walmart. By the way, people, I'm here to tell you about Zelle. a quick and easy way to send and receive money right from your banking app. Not sure what to get someone for their birthday, graduation, or housewarming? Send them money with Zelle, a truly one-size-fits-all present, so they can buy whatever they want. The money goes directly into their bank account, typically within minutes if they're already enrolled with Zelle, so they don't have to wait long to spend it on the perfect gift for themselves. Look for Zelle in your banking app or get more info at ZellePay.com. That's ZellePay, ZELLE Pay.com. Terms and conditions apply.
The Bucks once again double digits down. They come roaring back in the fourth quarter. The Bucks take game one of the Eastern Conference Finals.
We keep fighting, and I'm really proud of this group right here.